Well, time to get the Catalina back out for the year. Looks good too. Just a great looking car. '65 and '66 Pontiacs are both my favorite. I love the butterfly wipers, but they interestingly didn't have in Canada. Just a great looking car though. Wonderful Coke bottle shaped design. .389 two-barrel, just a standard engine, but tons of power. The back end view is great too. This is such a great rear end design on this car. I mean, this is the entry level Pontiac. It just feels so richly detailed. You look at the wheel and the IP, carpets, dash, that lucite wheel. Just is super cool. Comfy back seat. This car does have the full foam front cushion option. No AC, dealer cruise control, power steering, power brakes, AM FM radio. And that's about it. We'll take it for a drive soon. I love the driver facing gauge pods and this funky climate control here that you turn the selector, then this is the temperature. It looks like a second radio. But that also changes the fan speed in addition to the temperature. So, pretty cool. It's a little bit off. Oh well, it's old. Let's see if it'll idle down. Not yet. There we go. And great set of gauges up there. And no, the clock doesn't work. Clock doesn't really work in any of my cars. I don't really care. I have a watch. It's not worth the hassle pulling the dash apart, try to fix a clock. So I just leave it. I can set it at 10:20, which is the nice time that they normally see in brochures and things like that. Love the turn signal too. Everything in this car is just great. The switchgear feel, the riding experience, everything's stylized, rich looking. Look at the pedal work, the bright work on there. This dash is super cool. Let's go for a little drive here. So here we go. This car is Marina Turqoise is the name of the color. They had it on a lot of GM divisions. The name changed a little bit. For Olds, I think it was just Turqoise. Cadillac had a different name, I don't quite recall, but for Pontiac it was Marina Turqoise. This car just drives so effortlessly. Everything about the driving experience, if you're looking for a car that has good comfort, is just about perfect. Acceleration is great. I won't get on it here in subdivision, but not really anything to complain about. The engine's smooth, powerful, quiet. Accelerates without any trouble at all. Well, the compass works. It says Pontiac on it too. Just a great old ride. Stay tuned for more. Here we go one more time in the evening sunlight. Car just has the standard wheel covers. You could get the famous Pontiac 8 lugs on here. Just washed it. And my LTD's out there. The design of this Pontiac was executed under Pontiac studio chief Jack Humbert, who later became a more senior executive in charge of multiple design studios at GM. The front end of the car is designed by Ilya Russinoff, and he went on to also do the 78 Grand Prix, had a hand in the 71, 72 Tornado, among other vehicles. I love the backup lights in the bumper. And the taillights are super cool. By the way, the Bonneville had a bigger full-width tail light versus these two that were on the Catalina. Both are handsome treatments overall. And again, that rear end design is just so cool. Well, let's take it for another drive here. Well, and here's a little nighttime drive. I can't really go and scoot around too fast. So I've got groceries in the trunk. Close the window. Just effortless cruising. Super quiet. I love the turn signal too. Wheels totally straight. I love the light kind of glistening off the lucite rim too. Something you definitely don't get anymore. Driving these cars at night to me is one of the most enjoyable parts of the experience. Just something about the overall mood lighting, if you will, of the car. Always somebody who doesn't know how to drive. You can hear no wind noise, no tire roar. No engine noise. Just perfectly silent. Better than a modern car, frankly, on concrete. No wind noise, nothing. Just amazing. This car reads about 67 decibels inside, 70 miles an hour, which is kind of Lexus era quiet from 10, 15 years ago. And that's over concrete. Over asphalt, it's even more quiet. Just amazing. Maybe someday they'll make them like they used to. Then again, probably not. Still perfectly stable. Can hold 85 all day long, barely pushing the pedal down. I remember my father told me of all the vehicles that he owned, his 65 Pontiac was the only perfect car. He had a 65 Bonneville. I think he also had a 66 Catalina, and he loved them both. And I have to say, after having owned as many cars as I have, I think he's right. I think the 65 and 66 Pontiacs, even in just like this Catalina with a 389 two-barrel, it's just about the perfect car. Perfect ride, super smooth. I mean, I can't even tell you how smooth this car is at freeway speeds and quiet, and how effortless the power delivery is. There's just nothing to complain about. Even for the day, the handling was good, and the ride was super compliant. Just an absolute joy to drive. So, if you really want a good cruiser, this is it. And I've owned Buicks, Oldsmobiles, Cadillacs, Chevrolets even of this generation. The Pontiac, particularly from 65 and 66 and 67 even, drives the best of them all. Perfect cars. Aside from the timing chain and gears. Sometimes you have to replace those because there's a phenolic cam gear. But aside from that, every old car has got some issue. This is just a sweet ride. And a cool little touch, you have the Pontiac Indian head as the bright light indicator in the middle of the speedometer. There you can see it. One more unique touch, a leftover from the 50s era when Pontiac had the Indian head on the front of their cars that lit up at night. Thought you'd like to see that. Thanks for watching and riding along with me as I've drove my 66 Pontiac. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as that helps the YouTube algorithm serve it up to more viewers like you. And until next time, check out the video thumbnails at the bottom left and right for some suggestions for you. If you're not yet subscribed, hit the circular icon of the 67 Buick Riviera at the top left. And if you really enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the super thanks button, which is the heart-shaped logo with the $ sign in it at the bottom right of your video viewer. Thanks again. Until next time, take care.